There was something almost invisible about him, and that's exactly why you never noticed how important he was until he was gone. Night after night, for more than 40 years, he stood there calmly, guiding a simple game.
No chaos.
No drama, just a spinning wheel and a steady voice. And somehow, that quiet presence became part of your life without asking permission. So, how does an ordinary man from Chicago become unforgettable in a world obsessed with noise? Patrick Leonard Sajak, born October 26, 1946, didn't come from glamour. He grew up in a working-class neighborhood where stability wasn't guaranteed. His father struggled, his family shifted, and by the age of 10, life had already taught him something most people learn much later: how to adapt quietly.
No spotlight. No applause.
Just resilience. As a kid, he wasn't chasing fame. He was chasing a feeling. Late nights listening to radio voices, pretending a wooden spoon was a microphone. Not to be seen, but to be heard. That difference matters more than you think. But here's the twist. His early career didn't exactly scream success. At one point, he read English news on a Spanish station where most listeners couldn't even understand him. Imagine speaking and not knowing if anyone is truly listening. Most people would quit. He didn't. He learned something deeper, the discipline to keep going, even in silence. Then came 1968.
Vietnam.
Not as a soldier in combat, but as a voice on armed forces radio. Every morning, he said, "Good morning, Vietnam," not knowing it would later become iconic. At that moment, it wasn't about fame, it was about comfort, giving people a sense of normal in chaos. That's where his style was born, steady, calm, human. When he returned, success didn't greet him. He worked night jobs, got rejected repeatedly, moved from city to city.
Kentucky.
Nashville. Los Angeles. Each step looked small, almost pointless. But those steps built something rare: patience. Then, in 1981, everything changed. A struggling game show needed a host. Not a star, just the right person. And somehow it was him. At first, nothing exploded. No overnight success. But something subtle happened. He didn't try to steal the spotlight. He let contestants shine.
He spoke less.
Listen more. And in a world full of loud personalities, that restraint felt different. By 1983, the show reached 50 stations. Then millions of homes. Families gathered, guessing letters together. It wasn't just a show anymore, it was a habit, a shared ritual. And at the center of it all was a man who never tried to be the center. But here's the truth most people miss: his greatest strength was also his greatest risk. When he stepped outside that role in 1989 to host a talk show, it failed in just 15 months.
Why?
Because being the rhythm is very different from creating it. So he returned, not defeated, but refined. And for decades, he stayed the same. While television changed, trends exploded, and attention spans shrank, he didn't chase any of it. He stayed consistent. And consistency over time became power. When he finally walked away after season 41, there was no dramatic goodbye. No grand finale. Just silence. And that's when people felt it, the absence of something they never realized they depended on. Because sometimes, the people who don't demand your attention end up meaning the most. And maybe that's the real lesson. Success isn't always about standing out. Sometimes, it's about showing up long enough to become part of someone's life.